We are live. Hey, I am Joe Malone, and we're going to be talking youth hockey this morning. So if you got a couple of moments right now to join us for the broadcast while it's live, that's great. If you don't have time right now, you'll be able to watch this back later on. So just a quick heads up on that. Lots of great information coming up in our conversation about how your child can get involved playing youth hockey with the Mason City Youth Hockey Association. First, let's introduce our guest that we have with us to my, I'm guessing, right. Yes, there we go. We've got Michael Studer. He is the new Mason City Youth Hockey Director. Michael, good morning. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what your position is with the organization.
So I'm from Dallas, Texas. Grew up there my whole life. Most of my family is from up north. So my dad was born and raised here, and that's kind of the connection. So I worked with the Dallas Stars for several years with their learn to play and learn to skate stuff, and just it's a little crowded down there as far as coaching jobs and whatnot. So took a chance and called the president here, Jenny Hahn, and asked if she had any coaching jobs for, open, and it kind of snowballed into being the director. So here we are.
Excellent. Now, below you, we've got Jennifer Pierce. You are the VP of the Mason City Youth Hockey Board of Directors. Tell us about your role and what you get out of what you do for youth hockey.
So, I'm vice president on the board. This is just entering my third year of that position. And I have two children in the program. So I have a freshman in high school that's on the high school team. And then I have a girl playing on the Bantam team. So that's how I'm kind of in the hockey mix per se. And I'm just really passionate about growing the game of hockey in North Iowa. I think it's a wonderful community and really looking forward to the growth that I anticipate is going to come with our partnerships.
And directly below me, we have PK O'Handley with Midwest Construction. PK, tell me about your role, and we're going to talk to you a lot about some of the things Midwest Construction and some other great partners are doing with youth hockey. Introduce yourself to everybody. You've got a long hockey history in this area.
Good morning. My name is PK O'Handley. I'm originally from Duluth, Minnesota. I grew up across the bridge in Superior, Wisconsin, where I played hockey from the age of 2 through college at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. I got injured, and I started coaching and was a high school coach at Eau Claire Memorial High School, assistant coach at UW-Eau Claire, and then was fortunate enough to get the head coaching job with the North Iowa Huskies here in Mason City when they were in the United States Hockey League. I was here for some time. I was fortunate to meet my wife, Maria. We moved to Florida, and I worked with the Carolina Hurricanes affiliate in Fort Myers, Florida for 4 years. In the last 19 years, I was president and head coach of the Waterloo Blackhawks of the United States Hockey League. So the game of hockey has been with me for my life, and decided to take a step back from coaching. I'm still involved with the team in Waterloo as their president of hockey operations, but I'm also helping Midwest Construction in some of their operations. And one of those operations is community involvement. And we'll get to it, I'm sure, but our passion for the game, with the amount of people that have worked here and children of employees and employees themselves that have played in Mason City Youth Hockey organization, and also Zane Quinteros, who went on and played for the Huskies. We're pretty passionate about the game. And certainly when Jen and Stacy came to Midwest looking for sponsorship, maybe Jen can elaborate. I had a completely different idea as it relates to it, more of I've been in the business, so I understand sponsorship versus actual I think impact, and Jen was on board, I think, with this program, and we want to make this program obviously successful, but also make it grow so that we can grow the numbers here and grow the game at the grassroots level. So the junior teams here are successful, the high school program is successful, and ultimately a town of this size, we start producing players, both young men and young women, that have opportunities beyond Mason City. And we keep the health and wellness of our kids that are in the program, and also maintain the health and wellness of that beautiful arena downtown.
So, Jen, take us through what PK was just talking about. You went in there to see if, hey, would you be willing to support what we're doing with Mason City Youth Hockey? You know, get your name in the program, get a sweet plaque, you know, something like that. And PK said, let's take it a different direction. What is this different direction, which is going to benefit a lot of kids in the community?
Absolutely. So, correct. So, you know, typical sponsorship conversations, you know, where can we put your business's name up in the arena, right? And that was kind of the direction that initially we started going with Midwest. And PK said, okay, we want to take a step back. I kind of foresee this differently, and truly more of a partnership versus a sponsorship. And I think that truly differentiates things a bit. We truly, to grow the game in Mason City, you need partnerships. And Midwest has stepped up, along with Christy Doors, was another sponsor that has stepped up to help provide the equipment and some sponsorships for the organization. So we went back and forth. We worked things out, you know, see what stuck on the wall, and ended up with what I think is a great opportunity and a base level starting point for really impacting youth to be able to play hockey. Because I think there's this kind of misinformation sometimes, I think, around the game of hockey. And if you're not, it seems to me that if you do not know somebody that plays hockey, have a family member or some kind of an in with hockey, a lot of people miss that hockey is an opportunity out here. And so this is helping us get that information out there. The first night that we had Learn to Skate, we had 43 kids on the ice, boys and girls. We sponsored 30 kids the first night.
That is awesome. And bless the coaches on the ice for being there with 43 kids out on the ice too.
Yes, that would be Michael. And I think he can say, you know, the first night, you know, you're just kind of getting kids acclimated just to being comfortable out there. Already within that community, the people that have started stepping up, we had a family donate 50 5-gallon pails to us. With so many kids, we needed more equipment to help these kids learn how to play hockey. So the buy-in, I think, is already there with some of the new members, and want to see the program really grow. I'm personally super excited about the girls portion. We really want to get the girls program going. You know, we have 4 girls playing on our band team right now, but ideally, it would be great to have a girls program that compete against other girls. So.
Well, we'll talk about the girls program in a second, but I would like to continue on this conversation about how PK and you partnered up, and what exactly you're doing for the kids to make it easier for them and their families to play hockey. Expand on that, please.
Absolutely. So with the partnership with Midwest, we were able to purchase 30 sets of equipment. So that includes everything, helmet and gear, minus skates and sticks. So that's 30 sets of gears that kids that didn't have the opportunity to maybe spend the money on that equipment, they have the ability to do that now. On top of that, the sponsorship. And we are not going to turn any kid away that wants to play hockey. That's the bottom line. We want to get them started. We want to get them in on the ice, because I can personally tell you from my experience, my son did learn, actually he did give hockey a try, basically, or try hockey for free. I think that's what got you too, Joe. And it gets in your blood, and it just becomes a huge part of your life, and you just truly fall in love with the game. And so with the equipment will start at our Learn to Play. Also a partnership with the North Iowa Bulls. They will be announcing dates for a 4-week program that's 1 night a week that is going to be Give Hockey a Try. And so we'll be able to, utilize that equipment. That announcement should be coming within the next couple of days. We're just solidifying dates on the calendar for that. And And so as kids move up from learn to skate, we will have gear for them to move into learn to play.
And I would like to just interject from a parent's perspective. That is so huge because, it's one thing you can go and pick up a used pair of skates. I got one for $3 at a garage sale, paid $5 to get them sharpened. My kid's on the ice doing learn to skate. But that learn to play level, as a parent, you're like, okay, is my kid going to be wanting to do this? What kind of investment am I making? And to have have that taken away, where you don't have to worry about that because the equipment is there for your kid to try. And if it turns out that they like it, which is the most important thing, that they like doing it. Doesn't matter if they're good. If they like it, then they're on the right foot to be able to do that. And as a parent, you don't have to worry about that. And I think that's huge.
Absolutely. I agree.
Now, talk to me about the girls program, because as a girl dad, this is exciting. What's going on with getting girls involved in hockey? We talked about the equipment and how that partnership is great, but you're going a step further too for the girls.
Correct. So any girl that wants to start learn to skate will be sponsored. Mason City Youth Hockey has made that commitment to building the girls program. We already have 2 female coaches that are in place ready to take on this team. And the way hockey breaks down, and PK can correct me if I'm wrong, which I know he will. But basically you can have like a 10U team, 8U team. So 10 and under means that you can actually have 8-year-olds playing with 10-year-olds. It's 10 and under. So as we build that program, right, we may have to combine a couple ages to get going. But with the right efforts and getting more girls on the ice, and I think the opportunity for female hockey players to go beyond is a huge opportunity. So as a mom of a hockey girl, who, now don't get me wrong, she has no problem handling herself out there with the boys, but it would be exciting when we see that happen.
Well, and if I can speak to us being around the rink, me and my girls, they see somebody with a ponytail maybe coming out of the back of their helmet. They're like, Dad, is that a girl playing hockey? And it gets them excited because they're like, well, if she can play hockey, I should be able to play hockey. And it's sort of self-fulfilling that once that ball is rolling, I think it should hopefully attract more people into the program and into the sport.
Absolutely.
Now,
I think when you look at this, Joe, honestly, it's had the ability to drive me crazy for 20 some years of my life living in Iowa, that we have junior teams at the highest level dotted throughout the state, and traditionally fairly small programs, even in larger communities like Des Moines. That's changing a bit, but I've always looked at Mason City, and now you have this beautiful new arena. So the field of dreams, right? If you build it, they will come. But how do you build it? And you build it at the grassroots level. So you get kids playing, both boys and girls. Mason City Youth Hockey hired Michael to oversee the coaches, which I think is a great thing. And we need coaches. We need guys and girls that have played in the program to come and give back. And we can grow this. I'm a believer, maybe utopian in nature, that we have something here. And I think every other community that has a hockey team or an ice rink in Iowa has the ability to grow the game at the grassroots level and be big. You look around us, Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota, North Dakota, it's booming. Illinois, it's booming. And we're just kind of stuck here in Iowa in the dark ages. And I refuse to accept that. And now that I'm not a full-time coach, Coach Brooks, many years ago, right here in Mason City, Iowa, at the golf outing at the Mason City Country Club, told me at some point you've got to give back to the game. And I've never forgot that. And he was the giver back to the game of what it gave to him. I'm not Herb Brooks, but I certainly have a platform and the ability to impact this community, and I think others, that we can grow this great sport both for boys and for girls, and be all inclusive and get this thing going to fulfill what we have sitting downtown, which is going to be you look at it, Des Moines is now going to do it in their mall, and I guess most Midwestern cities will find a way to repurpose their mall into some version of the hockey rink that started here in Mason City. So there's a real opportunity here, and I hope not only with this broadcast, but with other things that we can get businesses actually partnering, making this game affordable, giving the ability of youth hockey to hire more and more coaches. And I think we can start pushing players onto college hockey and then eventually maybe pro hockey. When you look at the junior towns in Iowa for how long they've been here, we're going back to the late 80s for here with a junior team. And we're not producing a lot of college players, let alone pros. And we should. But we also need to provide an opportunity for this great game to show life lessons, life skills, because I think it's the ultimate teacher. And I think the guy sitting below you, the lady sitting to your right or my right, we can start. And it takes a start, and I believe we're on to something.
Well, Jen and Michael, let's take that partnership angle. If somebody as an individual or as a business would like to partner up with Mason City Youth Hockey, how do they get a hold of you? I guess kind of the sky's the limit on what people can do. We're learning that today, where it's not just, I'll put your sign up for, a couple $100. Like, you can do really special stuff.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to speak to that, Michael, or do you want me to take that?
No, I don't know what to tell those people. That's your thing.
We're still getting Michael acclimated here. So absolutely. There's a difference when you really are providing for youth, correct? Mm-hmm. So when you're giving, we want to build that scholarship fund. We've been blessed with some gifts that have started that scholarship fund because we need to provide for families past the learn to skate, learn to play, moving into our mites, our squirts as they move through the program. We want to make sure that we can keep those kids on the ice if they want to play hockey. And so anyone that wants to look at a partnership, they can reach out to me. My email is on the Mason City Youth Hockey website, and myself, any of the board members, actually, if you know somebody, reach out to them. And we would love to have a conversation and just explain what the impact would be.
And then I'd also like to talk about, how someone gets their kids started. Learn to skate, learn to play. If we don't know anything about hockey, maybe we've gone to a Bulls game or we went to a Mohawk game or something like that, or watched it on TV. What is learn to skate? What is learn to play for parents that don't know?
Michael, that sounds like you written all over it. Is he frozen?
I think Michael's frozen. We're going to drop him out and maybe bring him on.
See how that works out? So anybody that wants
learn to skate is...
He's back.
All right. You're on.
And there you are.
Right. Okay.
Third time's the charm, Michael.
So learn to skate is really, it's for... Am I doing it again?
Nope, you're good.
We can hear you. We could hear you.
You can hear me? Am I good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good right now?
And okay.
Oh, okay.
Jen,
take it.
How about we're going to drop Michael for a little bit. Jen, do you want to talk to me? What is learn to play? What is learn to skate? And PK, I guess you can hop in too. You might know a thing or two about that.
Absolutely. So anybody that starts in the program, we start in our Learn to Skate program. Now, how quickly they move through that just depends. Some of these kids are out in public skates and they can skate pretty well, right? So we do evaluations at that level. We follow USA Hockey, the EDM. Did I say that right? ADM. Oh, see, I'm not a coach. I'm just a hockey mom. So, but basically we follow the USA Hockey module, evaluate them to move them on. Once they move on, they can move to the learn to play, right? So we add in the sticks and really that's fundamentals of hockey. And then they can actually test out of that. And then they would move into their age appropriate, what do I want to say? Division level. Yeah. Thank you, Joe.
Now, speaking of age, how young can you be? How old can you be to get started? I'm guessing I'm probably too old to get started with learn to skate.
We could get you coaching.
Coach fell down again. What do we do?
Joe, I think that's a really good question. When you look at someone, let's just say, I think this is mainly for the little ones, but if there's a 12-year-old or an 11-year-old or a 13-year-old, maybe I'm wrong, Jen, correct me, but we'll find a way. It's just going to be a little bit different for them because they're probably bigger, a little more developed. But, we say tongue in cheek, how about me? Why not you? There's adult leagues and so forth around the country. And again, we don't have a big enough one. I don't even know if we have one here in Mason City.
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of guys league going on. Yeah.
But I think learning to skate and learning to play, truthfully, is we're targeting younger kids. But if there's a preteen that wants to do it, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't do it. But it will be different that they're not one of the little ones, at least to start. So there's that awkward part. But we don't want to turn anyone away from learning this great game.
Excellent. And the way I see it, we started with Learn to Skate last year was, if the girls, for whatever reason, decide that, hey, I'd rather watch hockey than play hockey, at least they've learned how to skate. So that way we can go out and do the open skates on Sundays from 2 to 4 or whatever the case may be. And it turns out that luckily they want to do more. So, you just got to give them that little taste and see what happens.
Girls hockey is booming around the country and even in worldwide in North America for sure. And those women that are on our national and Olympic teams are inspirational. You just need to YouTube it a little bit, and for any young woman and even any young man to listen to some of their stories of certainly the older ones that had to play boys hockey or got the chance to play boys hockey and it's really an inspirational journey in the women's game, and I think the women's game on the international stage has a very, very high profile, and there's no reason to say that we couldn't have a future Olympian from right here in Mason City or Clear Lake, because the reality is that game has so many opportunities right now. The boys does as well with so many more college programs and opportunities abounding in the summertime and so forth. But I just think for any young girl in our community that wants to get involved in a sport and I think an experience that is like no other, I think for female sports, this is a great way to go.
Now, what step do we need to take as a parent to get our kids signed up, learning to skate, learning to play? It's not too late to do it this season, is it?
Absolutely not. We'll take you anytime you want to sign up, but you can go directly to our website. So the mcmohawkhockey.com, right on the front page, it says registration. You click the registration, 12 and under, you'll see the learn to play. You register for your USA hockey number and then go back to the website and you can continue and finish your registration. And then we'll see you on Wednesdays at 6 or Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. So they're on the ice twice a week.
Okay, perfect. So Wednesdays at 6 and then Saturdays at 9. All that info, mcmohawkhockey.com. Jennifer, PK, Michael, thanks so much for coming out and having the conversation with us.
Well, it's our pleasure, and thank you, Joe. And on behalf of Midwest Construction, and I think hockey players and coaches, this is a great game, and the more we can get behind our youth in this community, I think the better, and hopefully we've started something that can grow and grow and grow. But thanks for doing your part as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Do they let you hang out in the four-season porch all day there?
I wish.
You've got the best background out of anybody on this right now. So
it's not accidental, and somebody down here could sell you one of these if you want.
Excellent. Well, Michael, PK, Jennifer, thank you so much. And again, check out mcmohawkhockey.com for more info and find out how it is getting easier and easier to get your child involved with hockey right here in Mason City in North Iowa. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.